Why Voron? Oof. I feel like I talk about this a lot. I'll do it anyway. I'll do it again. So why Voron? That's a really good question, because you're spending a bunch of money. You can spend less and get a very similar performing machine, especially nowadays with Core XY machines being out everywhere. But no one, when you're building a Voron, not only do you build it from scratch, obviously it's a kit, right? You can self-source, but obviously you're going to be printing a kit. You print it from scratch. You know every in and out. You can take it in any direction that you want. You don't have to print it. You don't have to make it exactly like in the kit. There's going to be variances to what you do depending on what you like. Just like me, I'm doing a bunch of little mods here and there, beefier things here and there, better things here and there, different things here and there. But you get to build it how you want and how you know best of your ability. After it's built and you put it together and you know every single bolt, every single wire because you built it, you then have to essentially program the thing, right? And there's help around, and things are relatively easy with Klipper being around and other people building these machines. But when you do it that way, from the hardware to the software, everything doing it yourself, you end up knowing everything about it. And there's no one that's going to stop you from doing some things. If you don't like a certain part, you don't want a filament sensor, fine. You want a different brand, Hadan, fine. You can't do that on these machines. You have to conform to how they want you to do it. There's a lot of strange things happening with all kinds of cloud servers and all kinds of stuff where the brand literally, you know, holds you, not accountable, it's not the right word, but holds you kind of hostage to their own system. Even though these things are running Klipper, they're running their own versions of Klipper. Whereas here, you're running vanilla Klipper. There's nothing in your way. So in my personal opinion, there's nothing like a Voron. Obviously, there's other brands like RatRig, other similar machines where you're building from scratch, VZBot, so on and so forth. A very similar idea to this, and are very similar just in general. But I don't think you can compare them. I think this is the best way. I actually made this comparison earlier. I know I'm still, like, there's so much in chat. Like, I have to scroll for a while to get to the current chat, but I'm still kind of stuck on this question. I kind of made this example slightly earlier with the Camaro. It's like you're building a frame-up build, custom-built Camaro. Let's say the 69 Camaro SS, okay? You built it yourself versus you buying it. And then you run into an issue or you want to change something. And in one case where you built it, you took that time and effort to do it, and you know exactly what to change, what to do, you know the parts, you got this. If you want to change something or modify something, you know exactly what to do. Whereas that bought Camaro, even though it's the same, could even be better in some cases. When something happens or you run into an issue or you want to change something, you have to do it based on how this thing was built, whether from the manufacturer or from someone else's build. That's probably the most, like, the closest I can come up with some other example of what these things are. But that's why I like Vorons. That's why I think they're cool. And I just don't think there's anything like it. You know, coming up for me to use this machine and heating it up and doing my own little procedure, it was set up by me. I set up the procedures. I made the macros. So I know exactly what it's going to do. It's going to be so much more predictable, you know, than these things. Because there might be an update, something might change. It's like a whole, you know, it just depends on who you are. So this might not be practical or even feasible for some folks. And that does not make these machines any worse. It just makes it different. And it just makes, you know, this machine mine. And same with the V0. That's why I like Voron. All right, hopefully that made some kind of sense.